Defense! 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 All right, Toronto Raptor fans, we pulled one out. We pulled it out against Luka Doncic, the baby bird, 105-100, down to the wire. OG was a blanket on Luka tonight. In fact, it got so crazy that they were putting a pick in the backcourt, like way in the backcourt. They're inbounding it after a basket, and they got a guy putting a pick on OG because it was obviously just irritating Luka. Wonder what he's going to say in the game, the after game comments, press conference. See what he says. He will have to talk about OG for sure, because I have the stats here. I'll check in 2 seconds and see what he ended up with, but not a ton of shots. I thought he was 2 for 4 from 3. Hit a couple of nice threes. Funny actually, the Matt Devlin talking about he's only a 29% free throw or 3-pointer shooter, and he nailed a couple that were important at the time. But man, Raptors pull it out in the end. Thank goodness we had a great second quarter and a pretty solid fourth quarter. I mean, even our third quarter wasn't horrible. Man, the first quarter was brutal. I don't know what, we came out just turning the ball over and over again. But yeah, interesting starting lineup in this one. We had Fred VanVleet, Gary Trent Jr., OG Anunoby, Thad Young, and Hernan Gomez getting his first start as a Raptor, I'm sure. Maybe his first start in a long time. I don't know. Gonna have to look that up. Maybe comment if you know in the comments. And hey, like, subscribe. My subscribers are up to 21. Trying to get to 25. Be fantastic. Anyway, but yeah, brutal start. We had a bunch of turnover. I mean, missed shots. Fred VanVleet missing threes. Thad had a couple turnovers. In fact, one of them, Luka just took it from him from behind. He was sort of turned, setting a play, and Luka was just there knocking it out of his hands. We had OG getting called for traveling. Thad missing a jump ball to Luka, and yeah, our rotations were not looking good. It was not a good start. Definitely they were up 12-2, 12-0. Yeah, OG going at Luka and just, missing, getting challenged at the rim, and, he was missing shots. He was missing a few from a couple feet out. But good thing they kept going to him, because he seemed to be nailing them in the third and fourth quarter. In fact, one of my plays of the game is going to be OG towards the end of the fourth quarter there. But as far as the rest of the game goes, Chris Boucher coming off the bench with 22. Yeah, Chris Boucher coming off the bench, 22 points, 13 rebounds. Nice. Still missed. I don't know if he got any of his threes actually. 3 points made from Mr. Boucher. Yeah, no, and he attempted 3. Again, I said in the last video, I love his little over the head shot, but Chris, man, you got to get that percentage. Let's get it into the mid-30s, please, before you're jacking all those up. But anyway, noses roll, they keep saying, though, around the rim, and man, he's great. Flying around in there. I love the energy. I love him, working to get the putbacks, working to get the second chance points, working to get the buckets at the end. I mean, suddenly I'm jumping ahead here, but Boucher falling and getting that and one to pretty much seal the game was fantastic. Unfortunately, he missed his free throw, but yeah, he needs to work on that too. It's funny, actually, there's obviously some kind of relationship going. I mean, Thad, they say having the vet, is great for the team and development, and you can see it out there. You see him, coaching and trying to inspire Boucher when he's at the free throw line. He missed 2 of his on one of the first fouls that sent him to the line, and Thad, you just see him come right up and gets right into his face like, hey man, come on, you're better than that, you can get those. And then sure enough, his next trip there got him. And yeah, wow, some real nice plays, some cuts from Boucher that Thad hit him with. they seem to really have a nice dynamic going, and you can even see the relationship with Precious because there was a moment where there was a timeout. I don't know. They were reviewing whether or not the falling and one was got off before the shot clock violation, and if the foul was committed before the shot clock expired. And so they were standing around, and yeah, Precious was right there, all emotional and right with Boucher, like, yeah, come on, man, we got it going on. So anyway, nice to see that camaraderie amongst the team. And yeah, obviously you having Fred VanVleet back. I mean, that was fantastic. What did he end up with? 26. Yeah, 26, 7 assists, 6 rebounds. Nice work from him. I don't love when he comes in and immediately goes for his shot and misses, but obviously we got to take those with the threes because he certainly had some timely threes, and his percentages were pretty decent. But yeah, OG, nice work. 26 points for OG. 2 blocks, 2 steals, 2 assists, 9 rebounds. Ooh, 5 turnovers. That's not good. That was probably most of those were in that first quarter where we just aren't starting these games. I don't know. Nick Nurse, come on, man. Get these guys ready. Let's come out not so flat at the beginning, and we wouldn't need to fight back so hard in the third and fourth quarter. You know what I mean? I realize that their runs and sometimes they kind of let it get to the point where it's tied up or they're ahead by one, and then they start to turn on the defense. But it seemed like if we could get a 7 to 12 point lead at the end of the first quarter, I mean, that would be way better than being down that many. We made it up by halftime, but always seems tougher the way we come out in these games. Juancho Hernan Gomez ended up with 10. Nice game. Gary Trent Jr., though. What is going on with my Gary? He was not hitting shots. He had 9 points. Let me see. What are his 25% field goal percentage? Oh, my God. He was 3 for 12. Gary, come on. He's obviously not feeling well. I mean, this guy's got swagger, and he is a bucket getter when he is feeling well, but he wasn't even out there in that fourth quarter, and it's scary. I don't know. I'm getting nervous. I'm getting worried with Nick Nurse's comments the other day that he's not sure Gary Trent Jr. is the right fit, and if he can't get his defense going a little better, then, maybe he's not the guy. And I think this guy has so much talent that it's going to be a Utah Watanabe situation where we give up on him and then he goes bananas, blowing up with some other team. I really hope we don't. I mean, unless it turns into, Kevin Durant or Shea Gilgeous-Alexander or somebody like that we know can really affect the team. I hope we don't give up on Gary Trent Jr. But anyway, obviously, I guess we don't need him that much because he wasn't even in the fourth quarter, and we managed to pull this one out. Lots of other guys missing as well. I mean, no Otto Porter, no Pascal Siakam, no Precious Achiuwa, no Champagny or our backup point guard guy. Oh my gosh, the Toronto guy. What the hell's his name? Delano Banton. No Delano either. So yeah, managed to pull it out though against Dallas. I knew we were a better team. That's why it was so upsetting when we lost to Dallas in Dallas, because the game where we lost Pascal as well, but we came back and made it close, but it never should have gotten this far. Especially teams that have a one-hit wonder like Luka Doncic, we're usually able to go and shut that guy down, and if the rest of the ensemble isn't able to pull it out, then we can get a victory. And that's the game that happened today. Really exciting. Maybe they were out partying in Toronto last night. Who knows? But didn't look really tired. Helped that we got a lot of fouls on people early. I mean, Dinwiddie had a bunch and had to be taken out of the game still in the second quarter. So all of that helps as well. Anyway, let's go over the 3 plays of the game and my player of the game. All right, so I might even have enough to do the top 5 plays of the game. So my number 5 is a Kem Birch dunk. It was sweet. They it was a pick and roll, nice pass to Kem Birch, and he just went up and dunked it pretty much right down Center Street from the free throw line to the bucket, jammed it in. That made it 39-35, and we were on a 7-0 run. That's part of the reason I'm throwing it in there too. That's really where we kind of turned the game around after a brutal first quarter. We were able in that second quarter to get ahead. So Kem Birch, my number 5. OG Anunoby is my number 4. There was a sweet play. He was up at the 3-point line. He made a nice break. Again, it's sort of his classic move, curl, but this one was at a critical point in the game. Ended up making it 60-54. He ended up running in, and it was like a 2-foot little floater that he put in. But again, nice to see OG aggressive and making those moves to the basket, especially when he does not get stuffed at the rim. They're particularly good, and I really think this game was a good confidence builder for OG because he was killing it on defense, and it was obvious, and really had some nice offensive plays. My number 3 is going to be Fred VanVleet, alley-oop to Boucher. I've been critical of Mr. VanVleet's ability to, put the alley-oops up. He seems to sometimes put them too high or too far to the side. But anyway, this one, he nailed it. That had the game at 90-85. And yeah, it was a fantastic play. And my number 2, which was going to be my number 1, the Boucher falling back and one. I don't know how he got that shot in. It was really great. The only reason I didn't put it as my number 1 is because he missed his free throw. It was not an and one. It was just an and, I guess. Anyway, just kidding. But yeah, still great play. That pretty much locked up the game for the Raptors. And my play of the game is going to be Hernan Gomez cutting to the basket. Again, this was towards the end. I made it 93-92 for Toronto. But it was such a great play. VanVleet, brought the ball down, put it into Thad, who is he's kind of at the top of the key, but off to the side, just a few feet out of the elbow. Anyway, and then Hernan Gomez just comes cutting in from the other side, and they ran this play a couple times actually, and both that I remember were successful. Hernan Gomez on this one in particular just did kind of a little drop into the basket to get the 2 points. I mean, got to have honorable mentions too for Thad hitting his free throws down the stretch there. Really critical, and even OG at the end. But Thad's were really important. We were only up by 1, and he hit both to make it 3, and then so when Luka came back down and got his 2, it wasn't as painful. Anyway, fantastic game. My player of the game, OG Anunoby. He just lit it up on defense. In fact, let's just have a quick peek at Mr. Luka Doncic's stats before we get out of here. Luka Doncic, 8 for 15. I mean, he still was 53%. Jesus. 2 for 4 from 3 with 24 points. But, hey, he didn't get 30. 4 turnovers, 2 steals. He had 9 assists and 7 rebounds. My gosh, this guy, he's a solid player, that's for sure. But luckily we were able to keep him down this game. Nice job, Raptors. Please hit me with the like and subscribe. I got my first comments the other day too. Fantastic. People, keep it going. Keep commenting. You don't have to be on my side. I can handle the criticism. It's all good. Tell me what you think. And please, like, subscribe. And I will leave you with Mr. Beast for president. Go Raps. See you on Wednesday, I think, against the Nets is the next game. Have a good night.